Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to Coffee and Headlines, our morning get together live here on Facebook, where we take a look at headlines from our city, our state, and our country. We take a look at your comments, your suggestions, your ideas, and we combine all this information to hopefully have a more connected, more amazing life here in Puerto Vallarta as a community of English-speaking locals. As always, it is a pleasure to get together with you. And today is Thursday, March 24, the day after our very first meet and greet. And it was so much fun. And we have a few anecdotes and a little bit of video to share with you if you were not there. About the wonderful evening we had last night at Whiskey Kitchen. Gina Hendricks, the owner, and her staff just went out of their way to make us feel welcome and have a great time together. But first, as always, let us welcome anyone who is joining us for the first time. If this is your first time joining us live, please type the word new in your comment and we'll give you a nice little welcome. Also, if there's something truly important that you wish to share, it helps a great deal if you can add the letter Q at the beginning of your comment. That way we'll make sure to try, and we'll make sure to try. We'll try not to miss it when we get to our comment section at the end of the broadcast. As always, we have interesting news to share today. We have some sad news for our hero, our ice skating hero, Donovan Carrillo, who went to the World Figure Skating Championships, but things didn't work out as expected. We have some comforting news from our mayor about Boca de Tomates and nearby Vidanta. Are they building? Are they not building? And we have some fun things that we want to share today. So hang in there. We're going to get to our news first, and then we'll get to the fun account of what last night was all about. Good news for those of us that live here in Puerto Vallarta. The perception of safety in our city increased. It was tallied between October and December of last year. And according to some polls, 73.4% of locals stated that they feel safe in our city. And this, when compared to back in 2018, when the poll was previously made, during the same period, the number was slightly lower, 61.3%. So the perception of security in our city increased by 10% within the last 4 years. I have to count in Spanish. I don't know how to count in English. So this is good news for our city. Let us hope that this trend continues. Also, you heard this here first, and we're holding him accountable. Well, we're holding them accountable. Puerto Vallarta Mayor Luis Michel met with Vidanta owner Daniel Chavez, who has stated that the rustic restaurants at Boca de Tomates will not be affected by near construction. This is an important bit of news, and we are going to hold them to it. This is something that has been a concern for those of us that live here and that have enjoyed all the informal restaurant and the restaurants that are located at Boca de Tomates. So it is comforting to know that they are going to be untouched. At least we hope they are. We certainly hope they are. And here is some bittersweet news. As I was mentioning earlier, Olympic ice skater Donovan Carrillo, our Jalisco hero, headed to Montpellier, France, to participate on the 2022 World Figure Skating Championships. And I was all giddy to report this, but then there was a sad ending to the story. The airline that he used to fly there misplaced his luggage, including his ice skates. And even though he was offered a different pair, he simply could not adapt to the new skates in time for the competition, so he withdrew from the World Figure Skating Championships. Strangely enough, Mexico's Olympic Committee stated that his skates did arrive, so we are not entirely sure of what happened there. We know that Donovan Carrillo was looking forward to this competition because this would allow him to continue. What am I doing all the way over there? Jesus, that's not where I like to be. This competition was important for Donovan Carrillo because it allowed him to continue having his scholarship here in Mexico. We'll see what happens moving forward. And this is important news for women in our state. The first protection or amparo in Jalisco for a woman to be able to have an abortion without it being a criminal act was successfully granted. We are reminded of the fact that the legalization of abortion has been a complicated issue in Mexico. It is one thing to have it allowed at federal level, but some states have taken some time to catch up with the federal law. So something similar has happened with gay marriage. Even though it is a protection offered by the country, some states, including Jalisco, if I recall, have had the situation in which couples have needed to get a special amparo or protection in order to be able to get married. Of course, we're talking about same-sex couples, same-gender couples, and the same thing applies to abortion. So there you have it. It's good news, and that's what we have for today. And one more before we dive into less important things. We have less than 2 weeks before we have to switch our clocks forward. This will happen on the night of April the 2nd. That is a Saturday night. So we will be in the same place as we are as the United States is moving forward. I'm aware of the fact that this period is a little tricky for people flying back and forth from the United States because we are not on the same wavelength as far as our time and our clocks are concerned. So let us move on to the weather now. We continue with a few headlines, and then we'll take a look at a couple of videos that I have put together from yesterday's celebration. It's springtime, meat bag. You can thank me for taking winter out behind the tool shed later. Okay, fine. It is 26 degrees right now, feels like 25. Humidity is a low 21%. In Fahrenheit, devotees will appreciate 78 degrees at present time. Our weather forecast for today says clear through the day with a high temperature of 31, low temperature of 16. Tomorrow, Friday, another clear day with a high temperature of 31 and a low temperature of 17. And Saturday, um, partly cloudy this Saturday with a high temperature of 32 and a low temperature of 17. Moving right along, I want to share a couple of things that I picked up from Facebook this morning. Our dear friend Patricia Gall has completed her very first sculpture workshop at her new studio. We took a look around her new studio not too long ago in a short video that we shared here at Coffee and Headlines. And I'm just happy for her. I've been a shameless admirer of her craft, and it's nice that not only does she create beautiful work, she empowers others to create beautiful work as well. She has a new workshop coming up on April 11, 12, and 18. It's 5,000 pesos, which includes all the supplies and the firing. So if you think you have it in you to create beautiful sculptures using local clay, this is an activity that you may want to consider. I also want to send a shout out to dear friends Kathleen and Todd Atkins. Can you believe Licks is celebrating a 10-year anniversary? Licks ice cream, 10 years. Amazing how time flies when you're enjoying good ice cream. If you've never visited their shop, I strongly recommend that you do. They have a shop on Basilio Vadillo, another one on the Malecon near the Rio Cuale pedestrian bridge, and another one here nearby in Fluvial. So congratulations, Kathleen and Todd. You are great members of our community. You are dear friends of mine. So um, I hope you have a good celebration. I'm so distracted because I'm reading your comments and I'm trying to do both things at once, which I know I shouldn't. Last but not least, I want to let you know. Oh no, we have two more. I want to let you know that the Banda de Música de la Quinta Región Militar, which is a military band that is part of our region, is going to give a performance tomorrow, Friday, at the main plaza at 6:30 in the evening. This is a 41-piece military band, and they're going to perform for free. So if you're out and about tomorrow evening, you may want to check this out. Again, it's going to take place at 6:30 right in front of City Hall. And last but not least, another bit of good news for our city. As you know, Puerto Vallarta celebrates its anniversary as the foundation of both the city and the municipality at the end of May, and the parties have been canceled in the past couple of years due to the pandemic. And now we're happy to see that this year we are going to have a big celebration again, starring Mexican pop star singing sensation Gloria Trevi. I'm sure that there will be other things announced. So this is good news for our city. Thank goodness we are putting the pandemic back away from us, at least for a little while. And now, for those of you that were not there with us, I want to share a little bit of yesterday's amazing get together. 2 years in the making. As you know, our first ever meet and greet took place last night. And we teamed up with Gina Hendricks of Whiskey Kitchen, who we found out a few months ago or weeks ago that she was opening a second branch right around the corner from my home. So synergy is amazing, and there are no coincidences. Gina chose to, or invited us to have a celebration at her soon to open restaurant. She opens to the public on April 1st. I got there right at 5 o'clock. It was from 5 to 7, and there were already like 20 people there. And I'll be honest with you, I feel quite at ease in front of the microphone and in front of the camera. But when it comes to meeting people in person for the first time, I am as shy and as insecure as anybody else. I got there and I was like, oh my God, there are already people there. And I was like, oh, I need to hide somewhere. But of course I didn't. I got there, and by the time the party was rolling, I think there were over 50 or 60 people that joined us yesterday. Gina and I had talked about proceeds to a charity. I said, no, Then she talked about giving things away. And I said to her, well, if you want to give some things away, you know, go right ahead, but we want to be able to pay for the privilege. Well, I get there, and beverages are circulating nonstop, and food is circulating nonstop. And at some point, we stopped the party for a second just to thank and acknowledge Gina. And everybody was so eager to pitch in. There was a tip jar that circulated, and everybody gave a very generous tip for the celebration that we had. Then Gina hired live musicians. We had live music going on. People kept coming in and out. Let me start by showing you a quick video, and I'm going to have to set this up manually because I didn't get to put the files where they're supposed to be. Let me make sure that I can find them. It was a slow start this morning. So the first thing that I want to show you is a walk around for the party. And I know that you cannot see me, but I'm throwing in the file. Here we go. So this is a little bit of all the people that joined us. It was very, very well attended, and the space lends itself for a lot of, hanging out. And it was great, of course, to meet so many people that I had not had the pleasure of meeting in person. The kitchen was fast and furious, preparing all kinds of things. If Gina ran out of things, we never saw it because there was never a shortage of food through the afternoon and the early evening.
There you go. Yes.
And everybody had the opportunity
yes,
to meet one another.
This is for all the people that are not here. Yeah. Well, they wanted us to broadcast live. I'm like, no, we're busy having fun. Everybody say hello to the people that are not here. Hello. Yes, yes, everybody. Yes.
Thanks for having us.
For all the people that are not here, please put out your best shitted and grin. Just kidding. Snarky grin, everybody. Snarky grin. Everybody, look snarky for the people that are not here, please. There you go. That's perfect. Thank you. So this, my friends, is a little bit of what's going on here. Everybody that's not here is here in spirit, but we are definitely having a good time. Snarky grin, snarky grin. Everybody, thank you.
So that was a little bit of what went on. And then the band started playing, and very much to everyone's surprise, Gina took the microphone and sang an a cappella. Gina Hendricks, the owner of the restaurant, sang an a cappella version of Amazing Grace, which she put together, or she performed in honor of her grandmother, Cora Lee, whose recipes are prominently featured in the menu. And with only a nasty buzz at the beginning of the video, we were able to enjoy a little bit of this.
Thank y'all for coming.
So that was that. And ooh, goosebumps. So the official party ended at 7, but some of us lingered. I was concerned because I kept checking in with Gina through the whole event because I wanted to make sure that she and her staff that they were okay. I didn't want them to be overwhelmed because ultimately we were just so grateful that she would open her restaurant for us prior to the official opening. I know that she's been doing a few trial runs to train her staff and get everybody ready for her big opening on April 1st. And everybody had wonderful things to say, which I am just humbled by. But probably the one comment that stayed with me came from our hostess, Gina Hendricks. At some point, I asked her, how is it going for you? And she said to me, Paco, everyone in your group, everyone in the cluster has been kind, has been patient, has been grateful, has been loving. And that just stayed with me because that confirms that by trying to keep this community as nurturing and as positive as we possibly can is worth it. I had a great time. Everybody had a great time. And I cannot thank all of you that joined us in spirit and in person for being there. My heartfelt thanks go to Gina and her staff at Whiskey Kitchen. I cannot tell you how much you're going to love the new location. I'm also grateful for a couple of gifts that I received and a couple of memberships. To that effect, I want to ask, please, Mark and Sherry, who gave me a beautiful gift and some treats for Luna as well. Please, Mark and Sherry, make sure that you send me a note with your email address so that I can add you manually to the membership list because you were very, very generous yesterday. And that's what that was. It was great. I'm still getting goosebumps. It was also great to hear from comments from cluster members. Some people were uncertain about the age range. Are people of my age going to show up? And everybody felt good that we had a people of all ages there. A lovely couple approached me and said, we feel uneasy. We feel not very comfortable with large crowds, but we loved being here. Then there were other friends of mine, cluster friends that I know that have been very, very guarded about making appearances without face masks and stuff like that. And they were also very much at ease. But most importantly, just watching everybody meet everybody in many instances for the first time and have something in common was just absolutely and unexpectedly wonderful. So as far as our 2-year anniversary celebration is concerned, I find myself more than well served and grateful and happy of what we've accomplished and looking forward to what's yet to come. That said, let us take a quick look at your comments from this morning. Lots of good mornings, as always, which we very much enjoy. Lots of comments about last night. Oh my God, before I forget, everybody's important, but I was so happy to see that our dear friend Michael Bufford from what am I talking about? From Poblanos and Bravos and Siam PV, Michael Bufford came over, which was wonderful because I know that he keeps a very busy schedule. The same thing can be said about our dear friend Carmen Porras, who along with her wife, Claudia, they have Oculto, the secret dinner restaurant, and it was great to see her there. And I mentioned them both because they're both restaurant owners as well. And it's great to see restaurant owners mingling with one another and in some instances even making plans together to give us better experiences here in the city. Nothing makes me happier than that. Let's see what other comments we have here. Sue says, yesterday at Whiskey Kitchen was so much fun. Jenny says, what a night. So fun meeting all in person. Dory says, wonderful evening, a fantastic host. Um, Many more of these comments. Thank you so very much. Um, Lorraine says, thank you to both Paco and Gina for the wonderful meetup yesterday. All I can say is I can't wait for everybody to actually enjoy a sit down experience at Whiskey Kitchen if you haven't. Her hospitality is just, it's wonderful. It really, really is. What a swell party it was. I know that Rita had just completed a cooking class with Carmen Porras yesterday morning. So it was a double meeting for Rita because Carmen was there later on in the evening. So it was just absolutely awesome. Let's see what else we have. Deb says, wish I could have been there. Love Gina, Whiskey Kitchen, and all of you, of course. That's sweet. Jenny says, I owe some photos from last night. Oh, and I have another photo to share with you. This is really funny because where did I put that photo? Yeah, here we go. Let me see if I can just throw this on another screen because Gina is selling some of her wares. And among the things that she is selling is she's selling her very own bottled bacon jam, which we tried last night. And it goes great on pancakes, on burgers, on fried chicken. And our dear cluster friends, Claude and Luke, were the first to buy a bottled container of Gina's own bacon jam. And if you've been at her restaurant, some of her homemade jams are absolutely delicious. And of course, Claude is the cluster member that came up with the idea of calling us a cluster. So it was just great energy last night. Salam, you made me laugh so much last night, and I was just great to meet you in person. It was great to laugh together. What a pleasure. Let's see what else we have. Rita chimes in on Vidanta, and I know that Rita had just gone to Vidanta with a few friends. She says we were there on Monday, and it was wonderful. Boca de Tomates should be on everyone's bucket list, Paula. It is a great, great, great time. Gary says, clarify the perception of security by residents has increased by 12%. Perception and reality are two different things. Not saying that PV is less safe. Well, Gary, as you know, I am not a perception and reality expert, but I am fairly okay at repeating the headlines, and that's all we're trying to do here. Nothing more and nothing less, but thank you very much for your comment. Maggie, as in Peggy, also chimes in on Donovan Carrillo. I was also looking forward to watching him, and it is sad. It is sad. I hope that he will continue to have skating opportunities in the future. Gouda, thank you for joining us, my dear friend Gouda, whom I'm going to enjoy tonight at Encanto. I believe the show is at 7:30. If you have nothing else to do, join us at Encanto. As we know, we appreciate Gouda not only because Gouda is a fabulous singer and she's accompanied by a fabulous pianist, but we are also reminded that Gouda invites a lot of young artists from Mexico as special guests to her performances. And we love the fact that Gouda empowers local talent, young local talent, to get better known by everyone that attends her show. So if you have nothing else to do, Gouda, please confirm that it's at 7:30 tonight. I think that is the time that I remember, and I'm looking forward to seeing you there. Let's see what else we have. Maggie says, speaking of skating, I have a question. Is there a term in Spanish for figure skating? Patinaje artístico is what I call it. I don't know that is the the professional term, but I will be happy to look into this. I am sure that a term is mentioned in the news item that we shared. So let me very quickly take a look as long as we are here. This says, yeah, in the Mundial de Patinaje Artístico is what the headline says. So I would think that this is the official translation. Patinaje artístico is mentioned a couple of times in the article, so I think that is a safe bet. Let's see what else we have. Gina has an amazing voice, and who knew? How wonderful. Let's see what else. Albert says that it was thanks to my creativity. I appreciate the comment, Albert, but I think, and I've said this before, we come here, Luna and I, every morning, but you, community, are the propellant. You fuel this community with great vibes and great energy. So I am equally grateful to you for being part of this community and for showing up. Let's see what else we have. Purim pam pam. Lots of comments about the party. Thank you. Just spread the word. Please spread the word, because the energy was just absolutely beautiful. It was me and Sherry. I'm already a member, but decided to give you and Luna an extra bump. Oh, oh, thank you, Mark. Now I put that together. Thank you, Mark. Thank you for the extra bump. Thank you for the present. Thank you for the Butterfingers. And Luna thanks you for the yummy cat treats. It is very much appreciated. Let's see what else. Tracy Parks, who owns Encanto, chimes in. Of course, Gina also caters the food services at Encanto. She is a super person who has helped us out tremendously at Encanto. She deserves this. I couldn't agree more with you, Tracy. She is just amazing. And here she is, Gina. We have no words of gratitude to you. You were just amazing. I'm still grinning, and I cannot believe of a better circumstance to be able to enjoy our 2-year celebration and to be able to spread the words in such a nurturing way of your soon to open restaurant. It was just gushy. It was just wonderful. And I know I'm getting boring by saying all this, but it was really, really absolutely wonderful. Let's see what else we have. Oh my God, I can never say your name, but I would love to hear it someday. It's called Patinage Artistique in French. There you go. I love it. Gouda chimes in. Yes, the show is at 7:30 tonight. Enoch, who is one of the finalists for the Rice competition, is going to be one of the special guests, along with Kevin Anthony II and Seth Sykes, who is an amazing cabaret singer from New York. Oh my goodness, tonight's concert at Encanto is going to be fantabulous. If you have nothing else to do, please join us there. And this, of course, brings us to the end of today's broadcast. Thank you so much for everything you do, for everything you share, for everything you bring, and for all the inspiration that you give me to continue sharing mornings with you through Coffee and Headlines. May we continue doing this as long as we can. Have a great day. If I don't see you tonight, I'll see you sometime soon. And as always, stay kind, stay loving, stay positive, stay nurturing. I saw firsthand, and many of you did, that it pays off to be that way. Have a great day.